Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to your Tuesday night delight here on the Realm Collectors YouTube channel. Brand new episode of Breaking the Mold, number
Somebody's
187. If we
somebody's
got our
gonna top
numbers
now.
right this time.
Oh man.
And you hear it behind me, right, guys? Like
So
they're
this
still going at it. They're still
this
going at it.
we've been doing this show for so long, and all of a sudden now there's dogs.
There's
Like,
dogs.
Wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
Yeah, and it's not JD, and it's not coming from JD
Yes.
either.
It's not my ass for once.
hell?
And it's not Asia either, but those
Yo,
doesn't it
I'd
sound
be-
so loud that it's like right here, like if it's right here in my apartment, like it's crazy.
It sounds like it's there in the hallway.
I'd be making some phone calls to like
Oh, yeah,
animal services or some shit.
Trust me, we've called the management, cops, because the neighbor. I don't want to get into it, but so
I mean, did they bark all night? You're trying to sleep too?
Sometimes no, sometimes yes. You know what I'm saying? But I was told this was all day today. Like, you know what I'm saying? So today is one of those days. Yeah.
Well, they stopped now.
Yeah, so hopefully they shush for the rest of the show so we can have a disturbed-free podcast.
Well,
I'm barking.
I also
Hopefully.
hope that there wasn't any violence involved.
You know what? Personally, those dogs, we hear them. They do sound like sometimes that they're being abused and shit like that, and that pisses me the fuck off. Trust me. Like, I want to kick that door down, but I don't want to wind up in jail either. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the wrong one at that point. So, yeah. So whatever. I'm Harrican BX. Let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. JD, I'll start with you, dude. How you doing? How you doing down there? What's up?
Good. We're dealing with Kiba getting his nuts cut yesterday, so poor feller.
Well, he's gonna be barking less now.
I mean, he didn't really bark to begin with, just like when he's playing, or if he's super excited, like we're going for a walk or something, he'll howl and carry on and whine and stuff like that. But like he rarely is barking. It's mostly Chewy. Yeah. But yeah, things are good. Just getting shit ready for the week, and that's what I did today. But it was a nice weekend. Had dinner with my mom on Sunday, and that was nice. My aunt and my brother were there, and yeah, it was nice. The kids came with us.
Nice. Yeah, Easter weekend, usually family get together, you know what I'm saying? So that's cool. Got to see some fam. Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Dom, what's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? My Easter weekend was good. Unfortunately, my wife's family had to cancel because my sister-in-law had COVID, and
Oh no.
and I think my wife tested like the Wednesday when she found out. She told my wife because they hung out that prior weekend for Palm Sunday, and so my wife did a home test, and that came back positive, and then she did a PCR test, and her test results came in like Friday, and tested positive, and so I did a home test, and then I was like, I'm negative, and which I already this is the first time she ever got it, but she doesn't have a worse case, like a bad case like I did. She's has little sniffles here and here, the headaches there, and that's about it. But unfortunately, they had to cancel Easter on Sunday that we were going to her house, my sister-in-law's house, and they just didn't want to have her mother over and just
Risk spreading it to the whole family.
Yeah, man.
So I did hang out with my family on Saturday. I went over, hung out with my entire family, the kids and everything. We had an Easter egg hunt as well. Bought the kids a bunch of bought kids baskets and stuff. Recommend do not go last minute shopping for Easter baskets on the day before Easter, because it was a mess. I had to stop at like 4 places just to find 4 baskets. 1 girl, 3 boys, and it was like just to find
man.
boy baskets with some boy toys and stuff. It was just ridiculous. So
Like pre-made baskets that have the toys in them already.
yeah,
That's a thing.
that's
Yeah.
the thing, buddy. Yeah.
Huh.
That is a thing. Yeah.
It's been
I
a
mean,
thing.
I went to the
Always,
grocery
yeah.
store Sunday morning, and like the aisle of Easter candy they didn't even have it anymore. They had like a little stand left with some Reese's stuff in it.
I think this season they didn't really stock as much, where you're going to have a lot of excess clearance candy left over, because I already stopped at a couple CVS's and Walmart's, and they barely had anything. So
looking for that 50% off candy and shit.
oh yeah, buddy. You can't beat those like the eggs, the Reese's eggs, man. You can't beat those. Those things. I know they do it for Christmas and every other holiday, but it started with the eggs. So,
that's right. Yeah, then we get the trees and the hearts.
we get
God
all
knows
that
what
other
else.
stuff. Yeah, so it always started with the eggs. So, but everything else went smoothly. Everything went great. And there's no toy hunting this weekend. Kind of kept it low pro, and was able to jump on the Casey Jones and April O'Neil 2-pack. Yeah. Shout out to Frank to send me that link, and I posted it out in the groups. I know it sold out real quick at the first time that I went up, but I think it went up again, and I think it's still available.
I got it. Woohoo!
Yeah, so
Nice. Cool.
I think I checked like about 30 minutes ago, and it was still up there. So
I love that scene, man. That scene.
Oh, yeah, turtle wax.
Casey's giving April the massage at the farmhouse, like 1990.
She's
like,
like,
that's like right in that pocket for me, where I'm like, turtles, yeah, and I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on down there?
That's funny, man. That's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I do like since I forgot who posted the screenshot. Like it's like
that was me.
Yeah. It's like I remember that. And then that 2-pack, which is basically looks like it's like from that scene.
the farmhouse, it's from the farmhouse.
Yeah, that's why I posted it.
Quick question though, Dom. Did you purchase that and then post the link in the group, or did you post the link and then buy yours?
I actually posted. I actually bought it first. I'm going to be truthful. I waited and I put it in my cart, bought it, checked out, and then I posted the link. I did not.
I'm getting mine.
I got mine. All right.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know. I got like my sign. Like my phone was already signed into my Walmart account, so it was like.
Oh, look, he's making excuses now. Dom, just own up to it. I'll tell you right now, if it makes you feel any better, before I post any links, I make my purchase first.
I've been on both sides of that spectrum, where when I posted it first, and then all of a sudden I went up and it got sold out. So you take the opportunity when it's there, and then you help your friends.
There's no shame in that. This stuff, man, it goes like this. It's crazy.
It's like I think it was like you're in a buffet line and they just brought out some more fried shrimp, and you pile it up on your plate, and then you tell your friends you get back to the thing, hey, they put more fried shrimp out there.
Sold out. There's no more left.
Why would you go walk away from that pile of fried shrimp and then tell your friends and you go back up with them? So you got to.
Yo, Dom, the ocean called. They're running out of shrimp.
That's great. I'm just fucking with you.
No. Good. This is good.
That is great. All right, Brian, what's up? How are you doing tonight?
Oh, great, man. So this weekend marked the first real lawn work. House. What do you call it? Landscape. Oh,
landscaping.
Yard work. That's what I was thinking of. Yard work. Yeah, there's I got bush craziness. There's bush out front that I haven't trimmed probably since the end of the summer last year. So it was all wild. It took me about an hour and a half to get that under control. And other than that, I started doing start going through, this pandemic horde has to come to an end at some point, right? So start going through some stuff, and I actually was digging around and I found an old box that is back of the closet. I haven't seen it in a while. It's like, what's in here? It's just a paper. receipts and stuff, like some junk mail and some things. I'm not sure why that's the way it is, but anyway, I got the shredder out. I'm shredding stuff, and I happened to find. So you know how we talked about the 1099K tax thing and all that stuff. It's like you got to prove how much you paid ahead of time stuff. I'm looking through some stuff. I'm like, well, that'll never sell. That'll never sell. Oh, here's a few things, But while I was going through this, I was like, hey, now I got a system of record if I want to, do it the online way. But few things caught me by surprise. It's like going down the time capsule, right? The Motu Classics Anti-Eternia He-Man that I bought while waiting in line at TFCon in 2017. Like I found the receipt for that, $25. Like you go to eBay right now, dude, it's like it's 10 times that much, right?
Mm-hmm.
The original Matty Collector Thundercats, Lion-O, $30.
Yeah, that's
Super 7 just basically put out the same figure. And what was it, 45, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the Jackal Man and the Kumira, they were 25. I don't know why Lion-O commands 30, but the other ones
that
doing
sort of
25.
power.
Yeah, I guess. But it's interesting to see kind of stuff. There's stuff. There's like old BBTS pile loot like invoices. I'm like, what is this stuff? I don't even know what it is. Yeah. So it's kind of fun going down memory lane. I found some old presentations I did from my old job.
Oh, there you go.
Where I kind of like paused the TV, took a little time out for myself, start going through it, and I was like I could give this presentation right now. It was from 2013. I found it 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's yeah. I'm not going to bore you with details of that, but I could go on and on. It's not a super fascinating field. Depends on the audience, I guess. But yeah, I'm just rambling. I don't know what else. Going into the office tomorrow and Thursday, but I can't wear jeans, which I'm a little upset about because we got some big wigs coming in. They're gonna be walking the floor and stuff. So I did try on my regular pants today, and everything still fits fine. So
nice way to go.
Yeah. So I didn't have to make a
Trip to
impromptu trip to Kohl's to get new pants. So I need to return some stuff from Amazon anyway, so I would have been able to buy new pants for with those coupons they give you too.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, so other than that, man, just I drank too much last night, man. I was not feeling well this morning.
Yeah, it was weird too because I didn't feel like I overdid it last night. Like I drank, felt nice, throughout the show, but then it's like when I was like working today, I'm like. I felt like I just couldn't remember like how I went to bed last night.
Yeah, well, I was in a fog. I was in a fog, and it's funny because you wake up in the morning, you start looking at your emails and stuff, deleting all the junk mail, and then there you go through, and you're like, "What's this about ordering a NECA turtle van?"
Thank you, Brian, for everything. Thank you.
Somebody,
no drunk ordering for me.
Well, I did. So
you ordered it?
when you're feeling most vulnerable, and then you're like, fuck it.
I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I got a case of the fuckets, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Thing is, I got no turtles to go with it, so I had to buy some turtles too.
So, wait. Hold on.
You do that while you were sober?
So wait, you bought the
well, it was not.
You bought the turtle van, and then you bought turtles to go with your turtle van.
That's right. And it's not the turtles that you think they would be.
Oh, here we go. Now I'm just mad. I'm just not mad.
I decided to go
Playmates? What'd you
on the NECA Mirage Turtles.
Oh, okay.
But to take it a step further, I got the KOs where they painted the bandanas red, blue, orange, and purple.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not really into. I was in a moment of weakness. I'm not really into the turtles. Like, I don't want the cartoony turtles, but I really like the Mirage style. But I was like, but the Mirage style, that's not their turtle van. But if I get the Mirage style with the cartoon colored bandanas and put them at that van, I might be onto something.
You'll feel better about it.
This is the logical thinking of somebody who's a little inebriated at 1:45 in the morning. And by the way, I had to watch reviews on the NECA Turtles to see if they would even work. And I got some with articulation. Shout out to Pixel Dan and Toy Bro and all them guys. Yeah, it was a long night. Maybe that's why I was really tired this morning. I don't know.
You went down a rabbit hole. I see.
Yeah. I've already got 2 potential buyers aligned for this turtle, man. So I'm not sweating it that much.
Hey. Thank you.
I got a bidding war between these 2 down here.
Nice. Nice.
JD,
but you have to buy those Mirage Turtles.
I'll hook you up.
That's the penalty.
I'll hook you up with something, another thing, please.
Another thing?
Yeah. Just help me out here.
Well, Dom, I'll hook you up with a set of Super 7 turtles, which have the Mirage heads to go with it.
Oh, best of both worlds.
Super 7. I think I love those Super 7 ones. Those just the toy Mirage. Like I thought that's what you would go for, Brian. The toy versions rather than the like any type of the cartoon or anything like that. I thought Super 7 was more up your league.
I've got the Playmates. They do it for me.
I know they do, but
that turtle van you bought though, is it like? I know we saw it. I can't quite remember, but it's tuned like Super tuned?
Yeah,
it's yes and no, because there's a third-party one that's even more tuned than that. Like the front all deformed and shit. Like this one, this NECA one.
What are you talking about? It's tuned, Brian. It's tuned.
But yes, but no.
Okay.
He's like, you try to convince yourself.
You can prepare screenshots.
To
do so. But
listen, Brian, I'm going to be on the other side of this argument because I'm trying to make you think that you don't need this thing anymore. It was a completely bad decision, and where you're going with this, you have to go back and pick up those very expensive turtle packs. You don't want to go there.
NECA has proven to us that they love to re-release everything. So
don't believe those guys. they got this vault now. They're spreading this vault word.
And the vault. We're gonna put the turtles in the vault. We'll never get turtles again.
Disney used to say that to make you buy their movies back in the day. We're putting it back on the vault and it's gone forever. And then you get it on fucking DVD and then you get it on fucking Blu-ray. Now you get it on streaming. Fuckers.
What's this vault? Have a screen door?
Really.
Just keeps opening.
Oh man.
The door fell off.
It's all good. Well, I'm sure we've probably all done that at one point or another, just browsing the sites when we're inebriated.
I'm just mad that Brian didn't call me and in this midnight drunken stupor that he was buying stuff.
It was 1:45 in the morning.
Probably. So what?
That is late.
Like we've been on Hangouts till 3 in the morning.
Out on a school night.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe we have.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Yeah, we've definitely been there.
We've done that. Yep.
I can remember many, many, many nights of hanging out with Brian here at that time of the night, and he's filling a cart.
Yeah.
While we're hanging out because we're talking about stuff.
Yeah. It's funny. Speaking of which, how Dave always jokes about how I got you guys into Hot Toys. At least you, Dom, anyway, right?
Yes, you did.
I found the piece of paper that I wrote the chat on for ETR that night, and we did the hangout afterwards. And in the bottom of that thing, I have it written out: Hot Toys Vader 266. And I was like, that was the night. That was the night it happened.
That's the night that my whole life changed.
Yeah. You see them re-releasing that thing, maybe.
Of course.
Possibly. Oh no, the Luke's getting re-released. That's
talking about a company that doesn't put anything in the vault or says they have it in the vault.
It's just always that shit. Get it now before it sells quick. It's just it's the sales pitch.
Well, I'm happy that they're re-releasing that because that Luke was long overdue since the DX version that they did a long time ago that I actually spurged out for some money, but You got to remember that DX version came with 2 figures, and it had a complete Dio setup for the scene and everything like that from Empire Strikes Back. So there's other nice little trinkets with that that figure. And then on top of it, with this new one, you get like 3 different head sculpts. So if you, so you can have a bunch of Lukes with all different head sculpts, and you can work it. So.
Well, I mean, isn't one of those head sculpts you need a Vader body for anyway?
Yes, because of the scene. Yep.
So
I don't know if that one pops on.
Well,
I think
he cuts the head off. You don't really
he does
need
cut. Yeah, like I don't think that one pops onto a Vader, but like like I said, the head sculpt is like from the original one. That one, like from what I saw that they showed, it looks really great. So I think they've done it. With if the production one looks like what they're showing, I think it's going to be like the best Luke head sculpt that they've made so far.
I want to. He's got swappable hair. I want to look at that again because, like his dungarees or whatever the heck they call them, his jumpsuit there, they need to be dirty.
Yeah, because
he's dirty in that whole movie.
Yeah, he does come from Dagobah.
You got to get the premium paint version.
And by the time Vader chops his hand off and he takes a swan dive off that thing, like he, like the straps are all like cut up and stuff's falling off him. His pockets
hanging off.
That's actually what's great about the DX version, because they did give you 2 complete figures, and the second figure that they gave you was more of a beat up version Luke that has like all the hand cut off and it's all messed up with his face is like kind of all messed up as well. So it's a more beat up version after the fight of Vader.
That's not true. Yeah. That's impossible.
I love it. I think they were just showing that like on TNT or TBS, one of these like channels. They were showing.
Oh, sorry, I got the dogs barking.
Yeah.
It's me.
I did.
I'm trying to mute in and out, just going off. Well, yeah, that's funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, but that's dope. Like the one you were just talking about, that's the Hot Toys version, the deluxe.
Yeah,
version.
those are Hot Toys, and like I said, it's an overdue figure. Like people were definitely waiting for it to come out. They teased it, I think, a year ago, almost a year and a half ago. So they actually released it for pre-order. So the deluxe is a little bit expensive. It's a $60 hike up from the regular version because of the additional head sculpts that they give you. So
yeah, and just to get the whole other piece too. Like
I can't wait for a Bespin Han Solo. Like I want another Han Solo. Like we got shitloads of Lukes. Like you got a Luke for every goddamn movie. So when it comes to Han Solo, I think we only received. Obviously, for the Solo movie, we received that Han Solo, which that might a lot of people say that's not my Solo. We did receive a New Hope Solo and a Solo in disguise with a Stormtrooper. So it's like we definitely need another Solo. Like they have to make another Solo. So I think Harrison Ford Endor one Bespin would be nice. Something. Because it's like the ones that we have, they're hard to get, and on top of that, it's they still haven't hit the head sculpt. Like don't get me wrong, the ones that they made are really nice, but like I think they can do a real good job now with the technology that they have with a nice head sculpt from Han Solo, Harrison Ford. So
maybe he won't sign off. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking, JD. I think he's just more of a, I want more money type of guy. So, yeah.
It's like, dude, you old, man. You got enough money. Don't worry about it. The fans be happy. Yeah. So,
like I said, I don't know how all that works, but at the end of the day,
I heard he hates Star Wars.
Well, speaking of figures and stuff like that, shout out to William Robert Post. We had him on last week for that Savage Crucible Q&A and stuff that. Got a lot of great information and stuff like that. Hopefully, we'll have some other guests on from that's part of the Savage Crucible creative team in the future. We haven't really got a chance to speak about it like amongst ourselves, but like after like the interview and getting some more tidbits of information, like what are you guys thinking? As far like you enjoy the mythics and stuff like that. I assume all you guys are in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm definitely
Yeah.
down. I'm definitely down to see what see what they bring to the table. From the factions that I know he's not calling them factions, but like from the the figures or the classes that they have, like the other species that he's bringing on, I'm definitely interested in that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely in. Well, when that Kickstarter goes,
live.
they're just. I mean, we saw that video. That's really cool. I mean, it's something new. So it's gonna be a little exciting. I'm really. It was really fun listening to him talk about the process, and he stayed on to hang out with us. Afterwards, and some other people popped on and stuff like that, and it's getting this stuff. What is it? What do they call it? From farm to table or whatever. I don't really. That doesn't work for action figures, but but it's interesting to see and hear about that whole process in between. So when we do get some of the other folks from the team and talk to them, it'll be kind of cool to see what their challenges were and things like that, especially if this is some of them are dabbling in this for the first time. They do have some experienced sculptors on, so I'm interested to talk to them about that process. The painting prototype process, I'm pretty interested to learn more about that too, because I feel like there's definitely got to be a learning curve. Looking at, I've seen JD paint many things from just that cast mold to turn it into something that you'd buy in a store, or not necessarily buy in a retail store, but you know what I mean, right?
I mean, a lot of it's just understanding like color theory and what colors contrast to other colors, what looks good together. You know what I mean? Like even a person that paints houses or something like that. You know what I mean? That
Right.
They're familiar with the same sort of thing. The other end of that is like knowing the paint codes. I don't know if you guys remember what's his name, Alex Riggs. He worked in a factory where they made those Pantone colors. So he has to know, like, I need X amount of cyan, X amount of magenta, X amount of yellow, and then we're mixing in black. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
He's got to know how to put that together.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious too for the people that are painting prototypes for what's going to be a factory-made line. I'm kind of curious what the learning curve is there and the challenges they'll have. Like, I can't necessarily paint this like I would paint a normal custom, right? You gotta kind of be aware of what can be replicated and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
And like from his discussions, it's like you definitely have to, I can imagine the nerves that you need to have in regards to because he specified the control that he doesn't have in regards to the warehouse and the factory and how much trust and and relationship building that he has to do there.
I was gonna say that like there may be certain effects that the prototype that they there may be a certain effect on the prototype that they want to emulate for the production, and that guy doesn't show up for work when those things are on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're kind of fucked.
And that was interesting to hear how it's you can't always have the A team or the B team on that particular day that your figures are puffing off the line to get colored, and it's like obviously there's money to be thrown there to get that, but how much would that be, and then versus well, that's even a possibility because you don't know their schedules and all that stuff. So it's like you think you have control, but it's like you really don't. It's like
The logistics of it all is crazy.
And you're invested so much into it, and you're trying to make this, the best thing you possibly can make it. And it's like, it's just how much nerve wracking I was in his shoes in regards to that, and waiting for those production samples to come back and how they look.
So far so good with that video that we were able to preview, and I mean, just like, looking at some of that concept work is looking like pretty impressive. You know what I'm saying? And I like, what he said, like, I guess basically, like, I guess with the first wave, like, you're going to be getting, I mean, I forget how many, figures are going to be coming into wave, but he said every one's
like 4
to 6 or something like that. That every one is going to be like an original mold, basically.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool. Yep.
No repaints, no retools.
Yeah, and the amount of articulation and for the price point that he kind of discussed that he wants to have the figures at, it seems pretty impressive. Like, because it's almost like you're getting the like the fig arts kind of quality, like articulation and whatnot, and maybe like the accessories and stuff, but maybe at half the price. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, not too much more of what you would, pay for like a retail figure. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. He didn't really allude to that on the show, but he says he wants to try to keep it as down to earth as possible, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's funny. I think about it though. He was talking about like 6 molds per figure, things like that, and I'm looking around my room, right, and I'm thinking about the steel molds that were made to make all of these collectibles, and what are the logistics for storing and organizing? Like, do they use the Dewey Decimal System over there for the molds when they go hang them up? Like what kind of solid ground? Like, you could never make toys in Florida because having all those molds down there, the whole state would sink into the ocean. Like, it's like, it's kind of crazy. I'm curious about that type of stuff. Like, how heavy is China? With all those steel molds just hanging
all
around.
Those molds
for everything. It's fucking heavy over there.
Foundation, man. Solid foundation. A lot of rock.
I'm sure just like some of your boxes, Brian, some don't make the cut and they just got to go. So, I'm sure some molds are destroyed.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you got plenty of knockoff companies out there too. You know?
Taking them.
They're just like, nobody's touched this thing in a year. I'm taking it.
I was watching the Spectre Creative YouTube channel, Scott, that guy from behind the Motu Classic stuff, and he was saying that they'll reuse those old molds. They'll give them to like boaters to use as anchors for their boats and stuff like that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. But it's
crazy.
wild. I mean, there's molds for everything. Molds for this earbud.
Or if you have a friend
molds for this pen.
Well, if you don't have if you don't have a friend that you like, you just take go on a boat trip and tell them, hold on to this mold for me for a second. Sure. Tip them over. Let them go down to the bottom. But it was just interesting. It definitely got a lot of good, with the after hangout show that we did with him. Just to feel like, he talked a lot about his relationship with the employees, and how well he takes care of everybody, and just his whole demeanor on him and running what he's doing over there. And it's just a great job, and I applaud him for it. And
hopefully we get a lot of nice action figures out of it, and like you said, just wish him all the luck in the world with the line. Like, it does seem like there's a very big buzz behind the line, and that's super exciting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for somebody like me, like, that's not even really into the fantasy stuff like that, like, I'm getting excited over it, just kind of seeing the potential of it, and seeing everybody else's excitement of it. Like, it's pretty cool, man. Like, I might pick up a figure or two if I see, one of those that I like, At least I know I'm going to get a pretty kick-ass action figure. You know what I'm saying? So.
Like I said on the show, he had me at Reptilian. It's just
yeah, that's the one. The pretty cool thing is that they're also like, they're kind of giving people like options. Like, they're posting, if you follow them on Instagram or whatever, and they're posting in their stories, like, they're showing different colored prototypes of like some of the figures that they're gonna have coming out,
Yeah,
and asking you to vote on which color you like the best, you know, and
Yep.
you might see those color options on the
Yeah,
figure.
like when we were hanging out with him afterwards, he was he was always open for feedback and asking for feedback. So I think he's with that type of attitude and that open mind and getting into the community itself. So I think that gives them that level of success that making everybody, you can't make everybody happy, but at least if you engage as much as you possibly can, you can cover the masses as much as possible.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you think this stuff is gonna fit? Like, you guys collect mythics and stuff like that, like, so you guys like think these pieces are gonna fit in well with what you already have, like,
Dude, man,
in your
of
displays.
course, man, it's
Well,
customization.
depending on how well these things stand,
Yes.
the word replace may be in there.
What?
Whoa.
JD hates seeing his toys on the floor.
I
Yeah.
truly do. I don't like picking pieces up.
Mhm, mhm.
Broken
Ugh,
swords and shit. Nope.
yeah,
Forget
that
about
does
it.
suck.
I wouldn't go as far as say that for me, but they seem to be of the appropriate scale
Yeah,
to fit
yeah.
in with six. So,
Yeah. So,
but I mean, to me, again, not that I practice what I'm about to say, but these are all beings for my Figma Link to fight. That's what these all these crazy
Yeah,
fantasy
Yeah, you can
characters
go
are.
there. You can
that's
definitely go there.
awesome.
The ogres, the orcs, goblins. Oh yeah.
Reptiles.
mm,
I don't know about the knights though.
Yeah, you got the knights. You got knights in the Zelda.
Yeah, there's knights in that.
Come on, Brian.
yeah,
There's the one guy.
How's that go, Dom?
You gotta like hit him from the back. You hit him in the front. You get that.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
I'm
right.
trying to make that sound effect, but you know the sound.
You're pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know the sound effect you're going for in my head.
I guess a sword clashing to armor and a shield. I guess
yeah. I know. Yeah. So I mean that's cool. I mean it's something I mean even like what he hinted at, like as far as like what the fiction might be. He did mention there's going to be a comic book to accompany the toy line, and he did mention something about like sort of being like an all inclusive thing, like that this line would work with other sort of popular IPs that are out there, right? Like in the world, you know what I'm saying? And the fiction that they're gonna put out is gonna sort of make it make sense. So sort of hearing things like that, if this stuff does take off, like you probably would be more inclined to maybe mix and match with some of the other properties, depending on how that story goes, whatever he's going to be presenting in that comic book. I thought that was like another interesting like aspect too, just a lot of interesting things about the line. I love comics, love toys. It's nice when they kind of meld the two, and like I said, a brand new project that seems to have a lot of buzz behind it. Just pretty cool to see. So I'm looking forward to definitely the more information and stuff like that. I'm following them on the social media now, and like I said, they post pretty regularly and posting pretty good stuff. And I like the fact, like you said, I'm just kind of involving the community in there, and it makes you feel a little bit more a part of the product also, which I think is pretty cool. So.
And then like with everything else, when a creator like that engages a community like this, most of the time, your ideas are picked up, and obviously if there's voting for specific colors or for specific characters, but like don't take offense if your idea is not being, or whatever is not, for whatever feedback is not being possessed, because you don't know the other side. He has to deal with all the financial aspects of it, and sometimes those financial aspects do affect some decisions on the creativity side. So it's a balancing act, I think, from what after we were talking with him and how he was engaging us with the information. It seems like that's a balancing act that we typically as collectors don't turn a blind eye to. So
yeah
because we always want it. We want it, and then we don't care, and give it to me now. Put all the fucking paint that you possibly can put on it, and give me all the articulation. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's $130. Oh,
well, we're just looking at like the collecting aspect of it, you know, and I think it was just interesting of him giving us that other side, a little bit more of like that logistics side of what it actually goes into creating a line like this from scratch, you know, and the collaboration and the trust and the relationship building and everything that goes into that, you know, especially the financial stake and all that stuff too, you know.
Exactly.
Stuff is not cheap. You know,
like what they charge you to do what you want to do, and like, you know, when it comes from the molds to the paint, because it's like everything it's not like an all-in price. It's, you know, it's a la carte to the point where, you know, you're paying for every little thing. So
so I'm looking forward to seeing more, like, you know, more information, whatever they drop from the line. And then, like I said, we're gonna work on getting the other collaborators and creators of that line on the show and answer some questions, do a little bit more Q&A in the future. So
love to get Robert back on too before when it launches, and get his, you know, kind of his little spiel on, you know, here, you know, this is what we have, and kind of do a follow-up to the whole thing too. That'd be nice.
Yeah. But that was an awesome, definitely an awesome Q&A. And, you know, we thank him again for taking the time to come on and stuff. So
what, we got 1,200 views. It's
pretty nice.
That's not what we get. So yeah, obviously that guy's milkshake works wonders. Brings those people around. That was pretty cool. I'm just glad that we got a lot of good feedback on the show.
I thought it was Dave Ryan that brought all those people.
Oh, was it? But it's I'm glad that people enjoyed it and stuff like that, because we did try to make sure that that we were, you know, provided that avenue for people to ask the questions and stuff, and again, a shout out to Rob just being very forthcoming with so much information. So it was cool.
It's also great to like put a face with a name and just, you know, see the himself.
Oh yeah. So well, that's cool to see. Again, like I said, we'll look forward to more information and features coming soon about Savage Crucible. We'll definitely keep you posted. Lots of toy news and stuff like that. Like, we're all like Transformers collectors. Like, I know some of us have fallen in and out of the main line and stuff. But last week, Transformers Tuesday, we got some like big reveals, like of the Wave 2 of Legacy, and then today, big news. Don't forget. Oh, I just saw a flash. Rockbox pre-orders opening up this Monday.
Oh my.
It's like Tyler Durden. Little flash.
Yeah. Got to be paying attention. Pay attention. Rockbox pre-orders opening soon. What's the saying? Roll your change.
On your jewelry.
On your jewelry. Rockbox is coming. It's Rockbox season.
This Monday.
This one would be it.
The big one. The big one. This is the big one. Early bird specials and all that. So yeah, man. So Transport, dude, like Wave 2 Legacy, like who's in on this line? Is anybody are you still buying these, JD? You're getting them?
Yeah.
And Dom, you still getting them? What about you, Brian? You're out of these, or you still
I cherry pick. And I picked a few this past when was that? Last Tuesday?
Last week. Yeah, last Tuesday. Couldn't really talk about it because we had our guests and stuff like that, but it was a pretty big job. All the major retailers, you're basically able to pre-order, you know, wherever you wanted, Pulse, Amazon, other locations. Wild Rider, I think, right? Revealed. We got like officially Blitzwing, Knockout. Who else? Tarantulas and like Alita 1. And the G2 like G-Axis, and then the big one, Commander Class, like Motormaster, and a really good look as far as like the skeleton and of the combiner and stuff. And Dom, like, how many times did we talk about this that we were like, oh, they're gonna redo Combiner Wars just like this?
Like 10 episodes. We're talking about like this, what's the next line? What's the next thing to do? And we're like, hey, Combiner Wars has so far away. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see new Combiner Wars or combiners in this Legacy line because they haven't done combiners for a long time. So I'm happy to see they're hitting Motormaster Motormaster up again and doing Minotaur and because
he was the weakest one, right?
He was the weakest one out of that combiner.
This thing was horrible.
The best one was Superion, in my opinion. Like that base aerial bot mold, like was pretty cool. But the Minotaur was the worst.
It was horrible.
It was so terrible. And of course, the perfect effect, like upgrade kits have made it a lot better and a lot more stable and cool looking. But still, man, just the base figure itself, and this is like what 2015.
People were like fan moding the legs, like to get it to stand better and stuff.
I did it. Like anything to make the figure better. But the one that we're seeing now is like legit, man. Let me share this.
I remember
that's the shit that drove me out the first time.
Yeah,
like Combiner Wars shit.
Just pretty awesome looking. And you could actually see like it's still using the Combiner Wars like ports and stuff like that, but it's just basically using parts forming effects and stuff like that to make the figure itself like look a lot more legit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it was smart with the ports and everything. If you could port some of those other figures that if you had in Combiner Wars,
you can still play with them. The playability is still there.
Playability's there. So I think from a toys perspective and a playability perspective, I think they nail it. If the ports still do work with the old Combiner Wars stuff. So
yeah, I think it does. Cool. I think it will work for that.
At first, I will be keeping those Combiner War upgrade kits, like the hands and feet.
Correct. Yes.
Oh yeah, I still got all that
just
stuff.
Just in case, like I saw somebody posted about it the other day, and they were talking about the Motormaster and all that kind of stuff. And I wonder if this will do this, and I wonder it looks like it's going to do this, and I'm like, I wonder if those hands and feet kits are going to work with this thing. I mean, the feet kit probably won't, but the hands might.
See, so you see here where it's showing you how like the Wild Rider is going to fit on the back of the leg. It looks like you're going to be able to like people are complaining about the knees and stuff. It looks like you're going to be able to spin these around and maybe use this as a front, and that's why they make it look like a foot on the other side, like the car turning into a foot. It looks like you'll have that option, and
on the Magic Square.
And from that video, like you can see here, like in the base mode, you can see the combiner ports on the two side towers here from where the legs connect. Like, you know what I'm saying? And in the arms, like in that video, that Hasbro Pulse video that they had on YouTube where they were kind of showing this off live with that high dude. Like all these pieces separate, like, you know what I'm saying? So they connect using those old combiner ports. So you probably still, like I said, could use those old combiner. I mean, it would be crazy if you can, you know what I'm saying? Just to even just fuck around and just to mess around, essentially.
Brian needs photos for his Transformer news.
So that's what I was saying. The smash ups, you're gonna see the smash ups. The smash ups aren't going anywhere. I can't wait till people get this shit in their hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're of course re-releasing this.
Yeah, that's
Delta Magnus,
Shatter Glass. Yeah, the Shatter Glass.
Shatter Glass.
Ultra Magnus. Yeah, it's great. Love the line. Love the whole concept. And
get the Delta Magnus colors. You know what I'm saying?
Delta Magnus colors and do a little Shatter Glass with it too, with the evil face. So it's nice. It's like, I think they're doing a good job. I think.
And if anybody remembers the G2 Marvel comics, this is where this character.
Fans out there, shout out.
This is where I remember him from. I think, I know a Simon Furman creation, I believe. And I'm sure he probably played a role maybe in the G2 comics. I mean, the UK comics.
I don't think we ever got that as a toy. Like,
nope. Not like this. Not like this.
That. No.
I think
this toy.
I think the Megatron, the Bomber Megatron, I think they might have used that mold and just had like a similar head sculpt like to this and just put it on that body, but not like an original sculpt.
No, it was.
Which figure was it?
What the hell was it? It was. I think it was in the Thrilling 30.
Yeah, I think so. I
want to see a picture of it.
But this is the first time we're getting the character like his official look. This is definitely a.
Oh, JD, you're right. It was the repaint of Starscream. I have this figure.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Jose, they did repaint that Megatron though. They turned him into a blue one. I got
No
that one
blue
too
one, yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. So I mean, this is kind of cool to see. Like, and initially when I'm looking at this, I'm like, damn, but it didn't look right to me. Like the head sculpt for sure, But I was like, man, were these his colors? And then I did look at some of those old G2 comic books, and I'm like, yep, those are his colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like the white, like you could see some details there. So like, I think a nice like wash over that would just bring that out like a hell of a lot more. But this is his look. This is a G2G axis. You know what I'm saying? So pretty cool that we're, again, with the legacy line, they're kind of again, it's their excuse to cherry pick right from, almost any point in Transformers history and bring out characters and stuff like that. So I think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I think we did see a tease of it months ago, but we did get the official reveal today of the Metroplex from Transformers Cybertron, right?
Cybertron, yeah. Like I'm
Scroll down, there you go.
Like, I'm really surprised that they're doing this. And
I
remember back, like I actually was I think it was like last week. I just went back and watched some of the old hangouts, and we were talking, and I was collecting Cybertron figures at the time, and I picked up this figure for Cybertron, and it was like, just to get like just to see them do a version like this, it's great. The Cybertron toy for this thing is a great toy. It's huge.
So, I mean, I didn't watch this show. I forget, what was it? Armada Megatron.
He was in the Giant Planet. Yeah, he was
Cybertron.
Cybertron version. But like, go back to that box art.
This
Dude, he's just mowing motherfuckers down.
Yeah.
Is that Beast Wars Inferno? Is that's
Inferno?
tease?
That's Inferno.
Yeah.
Dude, look at him.
And it looks like he's kind of like a Dinobot remold or something like that for the legs. Like those look like Dinobot's legs, and the chest. Like, look, that's kind of like the way the Dinobot chest looks.
Could you imagine a robot the size of a city just coming down with some crazy big metal lawnmower thing, just wrecking people? Like, put that in a TV show. I want to see that.
Nah.
I think when I forgot when I think Optimus combined with a certain, I don't know whether it was him or somebody, that he uses this weapon, like he grabs this weapon, and this weapon is like, something that you don't want to fuck with. So,
yeah, I mean, price tag to $200 though. Like, what do you think about that? $199.
Oof, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? $99. That's up there. That's quite a jump from the usual Titan class, which I think was like $159.
140 for a while, and then
$149.99. Yeah, and then
the last round was $180, right?
$160. Yeah, like $169. Yeah, $169.99, and it's like,
that's a big
jump.
So
them up $40 for this obscure guy.
I know. It's weird because it's like, I feel like maybe nobody asked for this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe everybody would have been happy if they would have given us like maybe a newer Metro, like a regular G1 Metroplex. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just the G1 people complaining. I kind of dig that they're doing something like this, and it's a character they have not released in a long time. They haven't released this since the original release, right?
Like, original, yeah. Like, and he might have gotten some repaints, but I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, and he looks pretty faithful. Like, according to, like, I saw a lot of people posting pictures of the original today that still have him in their collection, and I think it's a pretty faithful adaptation and stuff like that. Jonathan Walker says another $80.
Absolutely right. I think I spent more in Scorponok upgrades than I did for the actual Scorponok.
Of course, the obligatory repro labels. You know what I'm saying?
It looks good. Like I said, to the representation of the toy or what it was, like it looks right on point, man. And it, like, I'd be interested to see how far they go into the Cybertron figures. Like, if this is the first one out the gate, there's a lot of cool ass Cybertron, toys that were made for, characters that were made for Cybertron.
Oh, come on, they're not going to stop there.
I know.
I can't imagine the legacy is all, they're all over the place with it.
Yeah.
Well,
Just so
again,
there, just so with each wave, there's something for everyone, you know.
yeah. Well, again, the concept, like, so you see him mowing down a Beast Wars Inferno, and you see a G1 kickback here, unifying basically all the Transformers universes into a single unified like universe. I kind of dig the concept, because then it's like maybe somebody that just a fan of G1 and maybe wasn't into this, maybe could be inclined to pick it up, right? Because they're kind of melding the universes now. Like,
it's like, who's the Doctor Strange? Is it G-Axis? Is he the Doctor Strange of Transformers Legacy? Having worlds collide, universes merge into each other. I mean, initially, I have no initial draw to this, but I mean, it's pretty cool. Look at they're giving him the ankle
cool
tilt.
as shit.
Yeah.
Got the ankle tilt. I like the fucking weapon. Seems just badass to me. Just a giant fucking saw weapon. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, I like the colors of it. Like,
and there's pictures he can like sling that thing on his back too, which I thought was pretty neat. But
it just looks like a big giant fucking excavator thing. Like, I like it. Like, I don't know.
Transforms like an accordion. Yeah, and
it looks like it'd be like a base mode if you collected these little Micromaster figures. Looks like you could put them all over this thing. Like, like, this looks kind of cool. Like, I'm kind of digging it.
I saw one where there's like a short robot.
Let's see.
There it is.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's that guy. You see where they have that? You click there, and then click next, one more over. See that?
Oh, so that's the figure, but so it kind of converts. You can see that the legs kind of collapse, and this is the reverse of the figure. You know what I'm saying? So let me see if we see the other picture. So this is the front. This is the front of it. You can see the legs collapse down, and now you're viewing the figure from the back. This is the back of the hips.
So you split
the legs collapse,
and you make it the arms. Yep.
Head turns around. These are the back of the shoulders. Look, you can see this is the front of them.
Yeah,
that's the back.
What's the deal with him turning into a little guy?
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't see the show. I don't know if that's part of the.
I haven't seen the show for a long time, so I never recall Metroplex going into all those.
Doing this, so maybe that's just the thing that they added there that you could do, like kind of.
I might be wrong, but I can't remember it. I know he comes from a giant planet. There's a couple other characters in Cybertron that come from that planet. They're supposedly huge, and they have like little mini, and like they have little mini guys that help them and stuff like that. So it's
okay.
Like, and look at that. It's not just ankle rocker. It's also there's some rotation in the ankle there.
Yep. And that's probably due to transformation and stuff, which is
probably. Cool. It's still cool.
Yep. Look, you even got like the ab crunch.
I think the last Metroplex we got, he can't stand in that pose. He'll fall over.
Yeah. No, that was the old engineering before they started adding the ankle tilts to the Titans. And I love Scorponok.
I swapped out the hips on mine. So.
Oh, on your Metroplex.
Yeah.
Does it look like they're reusing those original Metroplex?
It does.
Like from the back, it kind of
turn
looks
that around,
right? And then this is the front of it, like right here. But that looks different. That looks different. Or just this piece.
It looks really similar.
Holy shit! There's an ab crunch. There's an ab crunch.
Yeah, ab crunch. Yep, ab crunch too. So like I pre-ordered it on Amazon because I'm like, listen, like I don't want this or maybe even need it, but like I was like, let me just pre-order it because then maybe I'll want it later and I could always cancel. You know what I'm saying? At no charge, like no big deal. But I'm kind of digging the look of it, so I think I think this picture like looks pretty cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure if people are posing this in the official photos, I could make it look cooler. You know what I'm saying? Once I have it in hand, could do some better posing with that.
Could you imagine Mark talking about this?
Oh, this is
that live stream
with the thing on his back. See, so this is a cool looking photo. Like, you know,
isn't it?
Yeah. You know, like I kind of dig. I don't even remember seeing this picture, so it actually like looks pretty cool. That does look pretty cool to me. So, I know it's not for everybody, but but pretty big reveals as far as like the next wave in Legacy. I think this is due to drop November 1st. You know what I'm saying? So. Get your pre-orders in now. Like I see, but I did see a lot of the comments were like, I'm gonna wait until this one's discounted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, wait till
you
it
know,
shows up at Ollie's.
be careful because
Yeah, be careful with that.
that doesn't happen very often anymore.
So listen, like, do you think
Omega Supreme.
it's pretty cool, right? Because I think this is showing like what is it? This is about like 20 years later, right? The kids watching this are adults now. You would have figured that they're kind of adults making money, hopefully, you know. So this is somebody's new one here, you know, like that they start doing something like this now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
It was
interesting.
funny. They say that 20 years ago. I remember 20 years ago. Like, I remember like coming home from work. Like, oh yeah, man, I got some Transformers. Like I could watch. You know, now there's Transformers again, and I'm sitting here and watching this. I'm like, I don't really need to be watching this, but it's Transformers. Keep watching. Like, oh, I can't do it anymore.
Wasn't resonating. Yeah, it wasn't resonating. It wasn't
Where's
resonating.
ESPN?
Yeah.
I think JD's right, guys. They also did the last Voyager. It was the Laser Prime, right? So they're doing like so they're touching. I think with this line, you're going to get a lot of from all the Armada, the Armada,
different characters.
Yeah, like the Cybertron, the Energon. So yeah, I think they're going to touch a little bit of everything. So.
Yeah, and that's cool, like, you know, because I always felt like the inclination, sort of like, especially in the last few years, because I felt like the line was doing so well with the quality and stuff of the figures that, like, I was just getting everything. And now, like, I sort of feel like Brian, like, I feel like I could cherry pick like a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
Like a lot of those Kingdom repaints that I think they're putting out, like in this line, that's like the Cheetor mold they're putting out again, the Waspinator mold. Like to me, those are easy skips. Like I don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because they're not the core characters to me. So to me, that's super skippable. And you know, again, not totally, you know, sold that I'm even going to keep this pre-order. I'm just sort of liking the look of the figure, and I just have a little FOMO right now. But it's like when this thing comes out, I'm going to be probably like in moving and shit like that. I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't need this big thing right now.
Nah, there's going to be a night on ETR, and you're going to be like, so I almost had a deuce egg, but something showed up, something big. I completely forgot about it.
Right. Shit. Because you pre-order so early. So yeah, man. Like, but I think it's cool. I'm digging what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of like the look of this, even though, you know, I don't have any attachment to the character. But I do have access like to these series. If anybody has Tubi TV, I think all these shows are on there for free. People for free on Tubi. So might start just trying to check out clips of this guy and get like a little bit more familiar and see what the character is like all about. And then make a decision later on if I want.
Oh yeah, he's pretty cool. Like in you know, and the whole line Cybertron, and like you got to remember the toys were so playable to the point where you had the keys and they activated certain weapons and power ups, and then they also connected like Optimus connected with several other characters to make a super mode. The Megatron, I hope they do a Cybertron Megatron, because that Cybertron Megatron is like a cool fucking futuristic looking car that you know.
I have that one.
It's a beautiful figure.
I still have that one. Yeah, I still have. It's pretty, and it's big and heavy, and like it's like compared to the stuff you get now, it almost like the stuff now doesn't compare to some of that stuff we were getting then, you know, for the same price points or cheaper, you know. So
he was a car, Dom?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a race car. Yeah, almost like a
crazy
Batmobile
race car.
Almost looked like a Batmobile or something like that. Like he looked crazy, and wasn't he a triple changer? You could change him into a ship too.
It was like I thought he turned into a jet too.
A jet or something.
Yeah, he's a jet, a car, and obviously a robot.
Yeah.
And then like he also combined with like Leo Breaker. There was like a Nemesis Leo Breaker that he would combine with, which was a lion, like a lion figure, a lion character. Which there was one for Optimus, and then there was one for him, and he would combine with them and all those figures. Just the playability with the line was like ridiculous, and how far it went.
Yeah, this was it. This was the way the car looked. I still got this.
Yep.
I still have that. And this was the robot mode, which is not, it's not terrible looking. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, and the size of it was pretty good. It's hefty, like, you know. Those figures were nice. I love the Optimus from this line too. Like that, to me, that was the first one. Like, I love that
Dude,
the super mode that you could combine the trailer with it.
How much for how much
the Matrix.
for how much plastic you got in this line for the cost, man? It's like you would wish you would love to get as much plastic for what we pay.
Because that Megatron, that was like $40, right?
$40, yeah, it was $40.
Yeah. So
You're
getting a hell of a
anybody
lot.
owns this toy. This toy is like it's not like this. They would charge probably $150 for this toy right now. How much plastic it is and what it can do.
I sold all that stuff.
And what they put into it. I still have this. I had this at my mom's house, and I put it into storage when she finally moved down south and stuff like that. So I know I still got this piece, and I got the Optimus still here, but the one of the wings on my trailer is it's just broken, doesn't stay in place. You know what I'm saying? So that always irks and annoys me. But I love that piece, man. And I know there's a third party version of that coming out, which I might just go in on just on GP and stuff. So. Yeah, but it's pretty cool stuff, man. I know the Cybertron people are happy, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people are like, man, I wish Transformers would move on from G1 and do different stuff. So I mean, you're getting it here.
Yeah.
We'll see
I think it's a good move on their part for just kind of doing a all around, we're gonna cover all our bases with, a new line altogether. Well, not so much a new line, but they're just like I said earlier, they're just covering all their bases and getting something for everybody.
Exactly. They're still putting out G1 characters. Now you're getting Beast Wars. Obviously they're still going to we're getting a Tarantulas. That looks like we're going to get an Inferno from that box art. So they're still planning on putting out those Beast characters. Now we're getting Cybertron characters. We're getting Prime characters. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool.
And even in Cybertron, there's some memorable characters. There was Crumble Zone was a very popular, good looking toy that they reused a lot during the BotCon era. So it's there's good toys in the Energon line that I would like to see how granted the toys are great and they literally looked what they would look like in the cartoon. So it's interesting to see how with modern technology and with what they've taken Transformers to, how they would redo those toys. It's the exact same toy.
Yeah, because it was.
Well, that's a good point. It was the CAD, right? They basically based the animation off the toy CADs or something.
Yeah, it's the same thing they did with the
War for Cybertron.
War for Cybertron trilogy.
Yep. And I dug that again, some people complain, right? Because you see the peg holes and stuff on the animation characters, but I love the fucking fact that you could watch that show and find a toy that looks exactly like it, like spitting image, So
it'd be nice to get. It'd be really nice to get a Vector Prime, that character is great.
You know what? If I ever found that cheap enough, because I think people even if you find that now, people try to get a pretty high price for it, but it was a pretty cool looking figure. And especially for the time it came out, this was a time when we weren't, you were getting a lot more plastic, for your price point and stuff, but you weren't getting sort of all the articulation you're kind of finding in these figures now, with the tilts and stuff like that. You got it with some of those characters, just not all of them, especially at that deluxe.
Yeah, it wasn't consistent.
And it goes well with this Beast Wars line too, because you do have a jungle planet that you have Scourge. Remember Scourge, 3-headed dragon? You can do so many good tie-ins with Beast Wars, because Energon did have a jungle planet and had some beast kind of characters in there as well. So it makes sense, what you said, Jose, that they're in Energon did give you that those feels across platforms and introduced all different types of Transformers, from robots and changing into cars, jets, and all that stuff.
Dude.
Also with animals.
Yep. If they did a Hot Shot, I would pick up Hot Shot.
This Vector Prime looks fucking dope. The alt mode looks dope. The figure and robot mode looks good. That's the character model from the cartoon.
Look at just Scourge itself. Do a Scourge. Do a modern Scourge. I would love that shit. You know, and if it has the gimmicks like the and a little bit better gimmicks with what with what they have now, with the technology that they have now.
See, like, look at that figure, like, even from back then, like what you could kind of do. Like it looked great.
Yeah.
You know, one of those good
I
looking.
like those wings.
You know, so
Evac was a good figure. Like I'm just looking at the character, like the list of characters from the show. Like it was just, you got Thundercracker, like the cowboy Thundercracker. Like he was just funny as shit. Like always getting blown the fuck up.
I think Hot Shot's definitely one of those that they should. I mean, I know they did that. What was it, Gen Selects version, where it was the Hound, basically repaint that they made to Hot Shot.
Oh yeah.
But which I think was the Cybertron version of them, right? That blue and red one.
Yep.
But I mean, maybe like just what the character looked like from back in the day, like it's a new, like, original mold of that character. You know what I'm saying?
And they went through evolutions too during the show, like the Hot Shot, like there's like especially Scattershot and like Red Alert and like that whole Cybertron defense team went through like at the beginning of the show they were like just what the regular were known for. Then like they eventually got upgrades longer in the show that made them totally different characters. Like, you know, and they're the same names, but like they were bulkier, like, you know, more weapons and more fucking guns and shit. And it's just it like, and with the Cyber Key type of playability, where they would when you stick the Cyber Key into it, the new weapons would draw out or
pop out and stuff. Yeah, I thought that was cool. Nice, cool gimmick and stuff like that. You know, like
I'm pretty sure I still have that giant Starscream that they did.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude! I have that in the room. Like, I actually want to get rid of it because I do.
I think that was the Platinum series, right?
It was it was
they reissued it for a Platinum series with the G1 colors, right?
Yeah, they did
Toys R Us.
They did a G1. Yeah, they did a G1 color of that too. Like that, it's just so big. Like I picked it up, I loved it. It had the crown, and it reminded me of like the G1 version. But
You're the Snake or something like that.
And it's cool.
Yes, JD, yes.
But I was able to import like that was the American version. We got that giant one, but the Japanese version they did it in Voyager scale, and I was actually able to import that and get that.
I think the only way you could get that Voyager version in America was a 2-pack with Vector Prime, like a Galaxy Prime, like they called it, and it was packed with the Voyager Starscream, but it was a different color scheme. I think it was like darker grays and reds, and it was the only way to get that Voyager Starscream.
Oh yeah, look, there's a picture.
They never did it. I was like, I remember when I was hunting down some of these figures that 2-pack was very, very hard to get.
That's it. Yeah, like right there, and definitely different color. Yeah, because the one I got is the original colors, and that's a different red and stuff like that.
All right, Jose. Transformers Cybertron Season 2, Episode 13 is where Metroplex makes his appearance.
Yes.
So, God forbid you'd have to watch that whole thing waiting for him to show up. The episode is called Giant in Season 2, so there you go.
13, episode 13.
That's when they go. That's when they go to the giant planet, and that's when they get introduced to like a slew of characters that are in the giant planet.
Oh, so you watched the series, Dom? You watched
have
all
to
that?
watch it. You have to watch it from like it's a rolling series. Like you have to watch it from start to end. You won't like you'll watch that Metroplex series and you won't like you'll see you'll introduce the character, but you won't understand the complete storyline because it's like it's not like a one-off episodes. Like like the whole story was told from start to end.
Yeah. So I know the Japanese series, they basically like took the Power Rangers approach, right? Like with that, and they were basically rebooting it every year. And in Japan, they didn't intend for those series to connect. I know when they imported that to the States, they basically that's why they call it the Unicron trilogy. They basically try to have it all connect and have one series like roll into the next to the next. But it didn't really make sense because the series were never meant to
the kids are annoying at the start, but you get used to them.
I think that's why I have a hard time watching it. Like honestly,
they're very annoying. But at the end of the day, like you once you get to the fix of things, you kind of it's not like Kicker. Like Kicker is really fucking annoying. but but they're somewhat manageable as the story goes along.
Yeah, I remember like TV Nihon was a site where you could get the Japanese. They were like a team that would translate the Japanese episodes and stuff like that, and then let you download them for free, like through a BitTorrent. So I got like the original Transformer Cybertron is Galaxy Force in Japan. Yeah. So I have that series, and I was like watching the Japanese version of it, and I thought like it was pretty cool. With the subtitles and stuff. Like I dug the animation just because, they look like the toys. I remember having some of the figures and I was like, this shit looks cool because it looks exactly like what's on the screen, That for me at that point was a selling point for me because I was out of Transformers at that time. Like I tried with like Robots in Disguise, like and watching the series again, being excited that it's like, oh, it's cars again and vehicles, and it was hard. It was hard to watch. Like Armada was a hard watch. Like some of this other stuff, like back then was a hard watch. But I think probably out of all of them, I think I enjoyed Cybertron the most, and the designs the most from that series. The Planet Key gimmick, I thought was pretty cool. Kind of reminded me of the Power Master kind of gimmick.
Like Soundwave is a pretty cool character in that show. Like, just like the whole, like, just way they took it and everything and how it was like a difference, you still get the whole movie is about, Megatron, Optimus, and then, you got Starscream competing with Megatron on a whole different level. Like Starscream in this one is not like a little bitch that he was in G1. Like he like guaranteed he gets his ass kicked a couple times, but then like he does kick Megatron's ass a couple times. So it's like, it does show Starscream in a different light. But he is definitely a power hungry, trying to take over Megatron's position and everything like that. So it's the whole series is just basically becoming as powerful as you possibly can, and it takes it. That's why you see that Starscream cut to that large size because he goes to the nines to get as much power to grow as big as he possibly can to beat Megatron. So.
But Jose, you're right when they said something about the Power Rangers approach. But you were talking about how in the Power Rangers, it's one season they reboot it, another season reboot it. Yeah. But like, I distinctly remember like Armada and Cybertron and the other one, Energon. Like it had a very Power Rangers-esque, like, okay, whenever we're gonna ready to team up, they played a certain little theme. Music and stuff, and then the cut scene of like, I don't know, mini-cons bolting on the people, and like they reused a lot of stuff. That's when I started watching it, and I was like, there's no heart in this. I was like, I know in the G1 they reuse transformation sequences and shit like that, but like I'm watching this, I'm just like, oh, all right, here comes the music again,
Yeah. Toodles, fool! That's the Japanese version. I always like that.
Yeah. I mean, it was like...
yes, Brian, there is a lot of that.
Yeah, it was like Voltron. Like, all right, let's form Voltron, but it was like done 10 times more.
Yeah. It's always the same music, the same scene of the transformation sequence and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I know.
It does get, like, again, granted, it does get annoying, but like, it does, what it does though, it's like when the new transformation or the new combining of a certain two characters comes along, it makes it look, makes you appreciate it just much more. It's something different.
Yeah. New combination.
Wow! But you'll definitely see it another 50 times in the episodes. But you get the first look, and it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Yep. That's a very that's like a very Japanese concept. Like a lot of the Japanese shows, if you watch those tokusatsu shows, like which are special effects shows like Kamen Rider or the Power Rangers, like it's like the characters introduce themselves and it's very flashy with the explosions behind them, and that's sort of like what Transformers was doing at that time. Like, what I'm saying, like these grand introductions and stuff.
And then like they even have a little taste of like I watched Dragon Ball before and watch those like big battle scenes, like and you have them like fist fighting, punching each other's guts out. You like Cybertron has that's like those fight scenes are similar like to that. They're not episode lasting, but They take up a good portion of the show, and you get that type of like punching back and forth, and seeing their guts guts getting spilled out
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, are you guys, as far as like the Metroplex and stuff? Because are you in JD Dom? Like, are you getting that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll probably pick them up.
So
I
Dom's
probably
in.
won't.
All right. Yeah,
I haven't pre-ordered them. I haven't pushed the trigger to get them yet. So I'm hoping
Okay.
that everyone as I'm not waiting for the clearance price, but I'm waiting. I'll pick them up eventually at closer to a release date, and if I find them in stores, that's great. That type of purchase is a guaranteed. If I see them in stores, I'll definitely
You'll definitely pick it up. Yeah.
Cancel
Alright.
them pre-orders.
I think I was lucky enough to get Scorponok's that way, and no other Titans since. Who's like? I did see some of the arcs in stores, but I didn't pick them up. But they sold out fast. And
Trypticon was all over, right?
yeah, Triplicon was the only one that was like all over the place.
They
That
either
was
made
the
a lot of them or no one cared about them.
And
Yeah.
that was the Toys R Us era too. So there's a lot of toys like you wouldn't have those Titans in Toys R Us guaranteed. They had to sell space for it. So
Yeah, I could probably see Metroplex in like a Target or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe a Walmart. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, maybe it's harder. Maybe they're not producing as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the online retailers, but without that major retail like Toys R Us, there, like, I don't know. Is Target filling the gap?
Yeah, but there's so many toy lines now competing for shelf space, so it's like I can't see. I'm sure Target event will have it for maybe a couple weeks, like they did the Arc and the Scorponok. But like once it sell, whatever they ordered for the stores sell out, I don't think they replenish it because it just takes too much space.
Yeah, and that space is coveted. That space
Oh
is
yeah, it's just
yeah. So
It's funny though. This also just it kind of rubs me the wrong. It's that age-old argument. Like, who are they making this for? Right? There's no fiction for this out right now, unless they put it like on the box as seen on Tubi TV, season 2, episode 13. It's the giant Metroplex guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
mean,
you know what?
You're right, Brian. They're not making this for kids. Like the only people that know.
$200.
They'll claim all day that's what they're doing it for.
Yeah. Of course, but like granted, like you'll get people who are really interested or make it look good because they don't know the character. But as Jose said, like when you look at the pictures, wow, this looks fucking cool.
Dude, I want to hang that box art up on my wall. He's mowing down Decepticons with some kind of chainsaw thing.
Yeah, that artwork is damn cool. I pre-ordered that art book for the War for Cybertron like trilogy because I thought even like a lot of that box art like looked fucking amazing. Like if it gives you all of that like in that book and then some like with the concept stuff, like I'm in. I'd love to have a book.
Was that in stock, Jose, or is that a pre-order? Is that coming to you like
pre-order? Yeah, pre-order comes out in September, I believe. So a few months away.
It's definitely for those, like you said, Jose. It's definitely for the kids who grew up with Cybertron and now they're coming of age where they can afford a $200 toy. And I think it's for granted it's a very niche. Like I don't know what the popularity of Cybertron was versus G1. In our era, but like you're definitely not going to sell as many Metroplexes or Fort Maxes as you would a Metroplex for Megatron. So I mean, for Cybertron. So I granted, I love that they're doing it because and I hope they do more. But this is kind of how it died off, right?
yeah. So it's like
I mean, Dom, you are bringing up a good point there. Excuse me for not thinking about that, but these kids are. Well, I don't know if I call them kids. Jeez, man, I'm just too old for this. But if they were watching this in 2003, they were 8, 9, maybe a little younger, which makes them
between 8 and 12, I would say.
So they're in their late 20s to maybe 30s.
Oh yeah,
they're old enough to start
Yeah, they're old enough to start rolling the toy aisle and do things for
Trying
sure.
trying to recapture that youth, you know.
And I guess it's time, right? I mean, we were just talking about this a couple years ago with Combiner Wars and the was it Power of the Primes, Titans Return, and Combiner Wars, and I think there's another one I can't
Prime
remember.
Wars. That was the Prime Wars trilogy.
Yeah, and it was G1, 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 like Siege G1, Earthrise G1, and here we go. Like with this Legacy, we've gotten G1 repaints, maybe, right? With the Legacy line, maybe like the Blaster or something like that. But yeah, they're starting to let loose. It's time to open up the vault and get these other things in here. So
I think they're going to have their hitters.
Cybertron, like Beast Wars. They're just doing G2, like, which is a little bit later in the 90s and stuff like that. So now,
and if they're doing them in the new G1 style that they've been doing this stuff with, if you want to think about it that way, right? Like, they might just grab people. They're like, all right, yep, this does it for me. I didn't like these toys back when I was 20, but now that I'm older and just collecting Transformers, yeah, sure, I'll go in on it.
Oh yeah, like you're definitely right, Brian. Like, is it got a Jose? Like,
it's
got a Jose.
Yeah.
It's getting you because you love you're seeing this character and the weapon that he has, and he looks like a badass, which he is. Like, he's pretty cool in the show, but like, it's carrying off there. I'm sure they're betting on, like, we got them hooked. We got him on the line.
But it's funny, like all my scrolling today through the feeds, it's like I'm not seeing a lot of love for this. I'm not seeing it in the group chats. I'm not seeing it on the boards. I'm not on the boards, but like in the Facebook like pages and stuff.
Because our demo is the G1 demo. Like, so it's that G1 fan, like, that that's in all of us. That are like, this is not my Transformers, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, like I said, I pre-ordered it, but like I'm sort of on the fence because I'm just like, this is not like my. Again, it's not my. It's Transformers, but it's not my Transformers.
But it looks like they're hitting all, like, I think, like, it's hitting all spectrums in regards to, because they had the skids, they're doing the skids, they did the Insecticon, they did, obviously they're doing Motor Master and Menasor. So then they're going to have these Energon figures, you're going to have G2 figures, you got Laser Prime, you got so I think they're going to hit every little, they're going to introduce new lines and new characters, more beasts. I'm sure they're going to, like, with that little tease with, what's the ant guy from Beast Wars? I forgot.
Inferno.
You're gonna get more Beast Wars figures out of this line, so I think it's like a catch-all. This is Legacy. We're gonna do continue Earthrise. We're gonna continue Kingdom. We're gonna continue Siege, and we're also going to introduce some of the G2, Energon, Cybertron, and maybe Armada stuff into it. So
but the thing that sucks, I'm really not interested. Like it's it. It's like my member berries that I ate them all. I'm gonna be pulling Transformers news, and it's gonna be like, do I have to? Yeah, I guess I'll put it in here. Gotta talk about something.
That's gonna be like, how much of it is a mix? How much do they rear off? And then at the end of the day, whether it's going to hurt them at the end because it didn't touch the mass. You have a mass group of Transformers that love G1 so much, so it's like,
but they got to get those other people in there.
It's
their time. It's their time.
I agree.
I'm telling you, man. I think that's a great sell. That's a great sell. Right there. That box art alone looks fucking bad.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that is great.
I mean,
look at the way his fucking legs are flying off over here. Like,
he always fell into pieces, though.
yeah, that's great, and that's a great callback too to that.
Yeah.
And in the background, like, is there more than one of these guys?
Well, that's him in the excavator mode.
I just wonder if that's another guy that hasn't transformed yet. And then is that
could be Evac, but
is that the Nemesis back there flying by in the back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's dope. The artwork is dope. The artwork is really dope. I like that. Looks really good.
I think the storyline is like I forgot. Is it? I think him and Menasor used to be friends or something. I can't remember. I can't remember. There was like a relationship there in two characters in the giant world that, like, you know, they break up and one goes evil with Megatron, one stays with the Autobots, and it's like, you know, they eventually meet up at the end and kind of forgive each other, and it's cool what they do. Like I recommend watching Cybertron. It is a long watch because you have to watch it from the first to the end, but like they do really do a good job with some of that storytelling that they do. So. You know, it does. It's a very slow start, but once it gets moving and you get into the other planets, and you know, you understand what they're trying to do. It's which doesn't take too long to understand what they're trying to do. But at the end of the day, it's a real good watch if you want to put those hours in. You've got nothing else better to watch, you know, or do.
John, then Walker, and he's like, a Nemesis Titan would have been amazing. That's when people would have gone crazy. I mean, I could see them doing, like, again, repainting this into all sorts of colors. They usually do.
Titan.
They
Like
usually
a Nemesis like.
He's thinking Metro Titan. That was the bad Metroplex, right? Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's blue.
Yeah. I mean, they usually. I mean, we got they did it with the Scorponok, right? We got the Black Zarek. You know, like
that one's that I, you know, I'm happy that they did it, and that's one I'm waiting to pick up because I think that colorway is just ridiculously awesome looking.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll find a way to, I guess, do something else with this. I'm sure. You know, try to recoup their investment. Like, I think very rarely do you ever get like just one version of any kind of mold that they put out. So Titan included. So all right, we'll see. So all right, let's wrap on that, guys. Of course, we always continue unbroadcasted. So I'll throw the link out in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group, and if you want to come hang out with us, come hang out. Let me go around the yard, get some where you at, so we'll call it a night. So GD, I'll start with you once again.
Yo, you can find me, JD Brocious, in the Facebook groups, Pigment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live, as well as on this channel various nights of the week. Shelf Gravy. You can find me at Shelf Gravy on your social media, and every other Wednesday on this very channel.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
All right, Dominic.
And you.
If I'm here Tuesdays with these guys, and on Facebook, Dominic Grasso, and get ready for that pre-order, boys. Dig boys and girls, and dig in through those couches. Get those, you know,
roll your change, pawn your jewelry.
You know, start calling those friends that owe you money.
That's right.
If you need my services, you know, I'll be, you know, that Italian guy calling you. Hey, you owe Bob, you owe Billy some money, buddy. Pay up or
your leg breaker.
Fingers.
It's gonna be Rocky Balboa. Break the legs.
I got a reputation to live up to.
That's awesome. All right, Brink.
At Brink Elijah on Instagram. No figure banging tomorrow, but I think Dust is doing a right.
Out.
Oh.
Back.
Yeah. So he's got a deformation space blaster to open.
I'm watching that. I'm watching reviews of it. It looks like a good figure. It looks pretty good.
Does look pretty solid.
Like to see what you got. Like to see his critique of it. So see what happens. Like I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but like I like to see. Like, you know, let's see what people are saying about it.
It looks pretty cool. Cool. So, you know, we'll see. Tune in tomorrow night.
Yeah, hit that bell, because I don't know when he's going live. I think he said around 9 because
8 p.m.-ish.
8 p.m. because people gotta, you know, put kids to bed and have dinner and stuff like that. So
8 p.m.-ish. You know, don't worry. We'll put it out there. So we'll see. And I'm Harrican BX, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, here every single Tuesday, and Enter the Realm on Monday nights. as Brian said, the Rock Box. Just pre-orders are gonna go live this Monday on. I don't know. I guess
during
Monday,
the show, I think.
during the
Yeah.
show. So okay, so Monday night during ETR live, pre-orders will go, and we joke, what I'm saying, we're hyping and whatever, but guys, trust us. Like, we never steer you wrong. You don't want to miss this one. You don't want to miss this one. Well, we're saying it's the mic drop version of the Rock Box. We wanted to bring this to you guys a couple of years ago. COVID and all that shit screwed things up. This is going to be a good one, guys. So trust us on this one, and get your pre-orders in while you can. And with that, like I said, going to throw the link in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group. Check out the other shows on the Realm channel. Subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications, all that good stuff. Join the Facebook group. Just answer the questions. We'll let you in. And there's a whole lot of other subgroups associated with the Realm as well. So thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Chat Squad, love you guys. You were on fire tonight. Appreciate you for hanging out with us as well. We'll be back next week with a new episode. So until then, take care, stay safe, and peace out.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.
Turtles.
Say it with me now. Round.